2 weeks ago at 2:13 in the morning, something started scanning my network. First there was SSH, then HTTPS, and finally Home Assistant. Now here is the interesting part. This kind of thing happens on the internet all the time. Bots constantly scan IP ranges looking for exposed services, but the real question is not whether this happens. The real question is, would your smart home even notice? Mine did, because every important system in my infrastructure feeds logs into the SIEM monitoring platform. And today we are going to break it up just a tiny little bit. I'll trigger 3 small incidents in my network and we'll watch how these signals start appearing across completely different systems. We'll be starting in a couple of seconds. Before we start, I should clarify something. I'm not a cybersecurity expert, and I'm definitely not a SOC analyst. But because of the work I do, I interact with the security topics fairly often. Over the years, I've gone through things like digital forensic basics, ethical hacking concepts, and security monitoring tools. At the same time, my Linux knowledge is probably a bit above average, but I'm definitely not a Linux wizard. And that's actually important for this video, because the system we are building here is not enterprise security infrastructure. This is a prosumer SIEM setup for smart home and home lab. And interestingly enough, this video has actually been in my head for more than a year. The implementation and testing alone took over 2 months. Almost 4 months, I would say. Because systems like this are not something you install in an afternoon. You need to think about architecture first. So what exactly is a SIEM system? SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management. In simple terms, it collects logs from different systems and analyzes them. But the crucial part is that a SIEM does not just collect logs, it correlates events. That means it looks for patterns between different signals happening across the infrastructure. For example, a port scan on your router, followed by failed login attempts, followed by authentication event on a service. Each event alone might look harmless, but when those events are correlated together, they suddenly form a story. And that's exactly what SIEM platforms are designed to do. Now, for many smart homes, this would be complete overkill. But once your setup starts looking more like infrastructure instead of gadgets, visibility becomes extremely useful. Because the biggest problem in most home networks is usually not attacks. It's simply not knowing what is happening. And in a moment we'll trigger the first small incident so you can see how those signals start appearing across the system. Now let's look at the architecture. The most important design decision here is that the SIEM system runs completely outside of Home Assistant. It's a separate infrastructure component. Monitoring systems should always be independent from the systems they are monitoring. If something goes wrong with your automation platform, you still want the monitoring system to see it. In this architecture, multiple systems send logs into the SIEM server. The network structure, the NAS, and Home Assistant itself. Each system produces different types of signals. Network traffic patterns, authentication attempts, and system events. Once those signals land in the same place, the SIEM system can start correlating behavior across the environment. And that's where things become interesting. Because sometimes the system starts revealing patterns that individual devices would never show you on their own. For the SIEM server, I chose ZimaBlade hardware. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know that ZimaBoard hardware has been my go-to platform for a couple of years. First ZimaBoard 1 and now ZimaBoard 2 running Home Assistant. These machines sit somewhere between single-board computers and mini servers. They are often powerful enough to run real infrastructure services, but still extremely power efficient. And that matters because monitoring systems run 24 hours a day. Now, one question always appears here. Why not just run it on a mini PC? And the answer is simple. You absolutely can. A mini PC has more CPU power and often more RAM. But there are two trade-offs that matter for infrastructure systems. First is power consumption. Many mini PCs idle somewhere between 20 and 40 watts. A ZimaBoard or ZimaBlade idles significantly lower. And when something runs 24 hours a day, the difference adds up over time. The second trade-off is design philosophy. Monitoring infrastructure should be stable, simple, and predictable. Bare metal Linux on a low-power platform is often easier to maintain than stacking hypervisors and virtual machines. For the operating system, I chose Ubuntu LTS installed directly on bare metal. No hypervisor, no virtualization layers, just a stable Linux environment. The LTS part is important because monitoring infrastructure should be boring and predictable. The SIEM platform I'm using is called Wazuh. It's open source, widely used, and surprisingly capable. Installation happens through the command line and takes a bit of time, but the commands themselves are fairly straightforward, even if you're not a Linux expert. However, installing Wazuh is just an easy part. After installation, the system has no data, and SIEM platform without data is useless. The real work begins when you start connecting infrastructure components and feeding them logs. If you want to experiment with the same rules, decoders, and detection logic I'm using, those are available in a public repository where I keep my Wazuh homelab security configuration. Of course, as always, free of charge, and all the links as always will be down in a video description. Let's start with the first example. I want to show you what a simple reconnaissance attempt looks from the monitoring side. So let's look at the incident number 1. From another machine, I started testing connections to several ports on my network, using simple PowerShell connection attempts. Nothing fancy. Within seconds, the firewall started logging these attempts. And this is exactly where the SIEM system becomes useful. The network infrastructure is usually the first place where suspicious behavior appears. Connection attempts, port scans, and unexpected traffic patterns. My UniFi controller forwards logs using syslog to Wazuh server. Once those logs arrived, they are parsed and turned into the structured alerts. By the way, you do have to create a couple of files on your Wazuh. Samples of those files will be, as always, on my GitHub repository. One is used to translate data that is incoming through log files, and the other one is used for the detection. Now, correlation becomes important. A single firewall drop is not very interesting, but if the SIEM system detects multiple ports from same IP within a short time window, it can recognize port scanning behavior. And suddenly, those random firewall logs become meaningful signals. Now let's move to second example, because storage systems tend to produce some of the most interesting signals. Let's look at the incident number 2. Here I attempted several failed logins on the Synology interface. Within seconds, those authentication failures appeared in the logs. NAS systems are actually one of the most interesting infrastructure components to monitor, because they often serve multiple roles such as private cloud storage, backup systems, and sometimes remote access services, which means they produce useful security signals like login attempts, authentication failures, permission changes. When those logs are forwarded to the SIEM platform, they become part of the global event timeline. And that allows the system to correlate these events with other infrastructure signals, for example, the network ones. But the most interesting signal actually comes from Home Assistant itself. Now we arrive at the part that actually motivated this entire project. Home Assistant. Home Assistant is incredibly powerful when it comes to automation. But when I started integrating infrastructure logs into SIEM system, I ran into a problem. Home Assistant logs exist, but they are all not so easy to consume from external monitoring platform. And that's where the Wazuh Agent add-on comes in, or Wazuh Agent app. The app collects relevant system events and forwards them into the SIEM platform. Things like authentication attempts, system messages, and integration events. Which means Home Assistant becomes part of the same monitoring timeline as the rest of the infrastructure. If you want to experiment with the same add-on, the project is available in a public repository. Yep, this is the component that I actually created, and it was fun. But this also leads us to the third example. To demonstrate this, I triggered several failed login attempts on Home Assistant, followed by a successful login. Those authentication events were forwarded into the SIEM system, where they appear as a suspicious behavior. Because if Home Assistant is compromised, the consequences are not just digital. It controls real devices in the physical environment. Which leads me to another project or another initiative I started. And before we go any further, I want to say something very important. Even if you never plan to use SIEM system, this part still matters. Because improving observability inside Home Assistant benefits everyone. While building the system, I noticed that certain security-related events are not easily exposed in a structured way. Things like authentication history, user behavior, and the security event streams. And that makes it difficult to monitor behavior over time. So I opened an architecture discussion proposing improvements in Home Assistant in this area, such as structured logs, authentication event streams, security hooks for monitoring tools, etc. etc. These changes would not only help SIEM integrations, but also improve debugging, reliability, and operational visibility. If this is something you care about, I encourage you to upvote this proposal. The link to this, and yes, I did put a bit of effort in it, is as always down in a video description. Now here is the part I personally find the most interesting for Home Assistant users, because at the end we still want to see everything inside Home Assistant. Because the SIEM data does not have to stay inside monitoring platform, you can bring those alerts back into Home Assistant, and here it is. In my setup, SIEM system exposes several sensors and summary metrics inside Home Assistant. Things like security score, incident counts, recent triggered rules, and this also means automation system can react to infrastructure events. Multiple failed login attempts could trigger notification. IDS events could temporarily disable remote access. Suspicious behavior could activate cameras or increase logging. The code and example for integrating SIEM data into Home Assistant UI, as always, is available in my video assets repository, where I publish configuration and examples that follow each video release, where applicable. If people are interested, I could also make a separate video explaining exactly how the Home Assistant integration works. I'm not talking about the agent for Wazuh, I'm talking on bringing everything from Wazuh into Home Assistant. A system like this is definitely not for everyone. It requires hardware, configuration, and curiosity. But if your smart home slowly starts looking more like infrastructure instead of just gadgets, monitoring becomes extremely valuable. Once everything is configured, the system mostly runs in the background, watching signals your infrastructure already produces. Over time, you can expand it further by installing agents or additional systems, like Linux servers or your personal computer, laptop, desktop, something similar. Everything I showed in this video is published in public repositories where you can explore the rules, integrations, and the Home Assistant agent. If you run something similar in your home lab, I'd love to hear what you are monitoring and what you would add to make systems like this even better. Because the goal here is not criticism. The goal is visibility and stronger, safer systems. I really do hope that you did find this video interesting. And believe me, this was one of the hardest videos to record. I'm not talking about talking or video, I'm talking about preparations, testing, fails, attempts, fails, a lot of fails, and then finally have one step forward. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really means a lot, and share it to others so that others can see what they can do in their smart home labs. And yes, as always, before I end up the video, I must say thanks to all those wonderful people that are supporting me and that have become YouTube channel members. Thank you all for all of your support. But let's not forget each and every one of you who has watched, shared, liked or commented on my videos. Thank you. If you too want to support the channel, you can do so by clicking the join button down below and becoming a YouTube channel member for only €2 or $2 per month. Or you can go to my merchandise store and grab something there. Last but not least, yes, you can always send me super thanks and I will be super thankful for that. I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye, and by the way, I will be 1 year older on my next video. So, have fun.